Welcome back. In tonight's episode of the book club, we are talking about Karachi and how the city has been described, narrated and talked about in recent books. And I'm going to come back to Anwar Murad Saab, who was telling me about the Karachi that he's seen change over the years and develop. So I wonder if you have a kind of a nostalgic sense about the things that you have seen change, and maybe sometimes the change is not always for the better. So what kind of things do you remember about Karachi when you saw it as a young man?
Well, first of all, I think Karachi in the 1950s was a very safe place. We never had problems with water and electricity and security. There weren't very many cars on the roads, and most people used to use the bicycle, the two-wheeler. And one of the nicest things about Elphinstone Street, which had two-way traffic, was the Chinese restaurants, the Abbas School of Dancing, which I remember, the Manhattan Soda Fountain, and they had a lot of bars also in Frere Road and Somerset Street. And the changes that I see actually are many of the old signs have disappeared. Companies like Bliss and Company, the chemists, they've disappeared. Some of the restaurants have also gone. But most important of all, there's a feeling of unease. There are certain parts of the town that you don't want to visit at night. Security seems to have broken down. Law and order seems to have broken down almost completely. So one feels somehow threatened, and it's not what it used to be like in the 1950s. It was a wonderful place.
So Yasmin, do you also get this sense that the best part of Karachi is over and it's become a city with more civic problems than a future? Or do you see it with a great deal of nostalgia?
Well, you know, Asif, of course there is nostalgia because we have lost a lot, as Anwar has pointed out. But on the other hand, you know, it's a megalopolis, or how should I say it, or a big metropolis. And it's bound to change, things are bound to change here. But the biggest issue is that our civic services are not what they should be. There's not enough attention to, for instance, transportation. There's a lot of attention to flyovers because that's politically highly visible. But what about a proper mass transit system for the poor people of this city who can...
Nobody ever talks about this, and I wonder why.
I don't know really. I mean, I'm just amazed at this, that a city of this size does not have a proper mass transit system. I mean, of course, our services are going to be broken down. You know, if you don't have enough electricity, because the population is growing in this way, and we don't conserve anything. We don't conserve our water. We don't have water, but we don't conserve. I mean, I see gardens being watered right in the middle of the day.
And water flowing down gutters.
Exactly, you know, and why is it happening? So we have all to become conscious that this city is ours. You know, we've got to own it before we can say, you know, it's got to be fixed. So none of us seems to own it. We don't think about conservation of any of the resources. We don't put in the right kind of services, that infrastructure, physical infrastructure that we need. We are not bothered about how it's losing its own identity. And I think the biggest thing that we need to do is to see that everybody should start thinking that they own the city, that they have to take care of it. And then I think things might improve. But on the other hand, I'm very optimistic. I think there's a lot of young people who care for the city. And I think, I mean, I've got groups of these students coming in and scrubbing the buildings, the historic buildings with me, all along Bandar Road near Densho Hall.
That's right.
And you know, we've done it and people want to do it, and I see a lot of young people want to contribute. We have to give them a chance, and I think we can take care of the city.
So Karachi is also a call to the youth, a call for the future.
Yes.
And I wonder if Anwar Murad Sahab, you agree with this, that Karachi, if you have a feeling about the city, it also calls for some degree of action, which Yasmin is saying. So do you see Karachi in that light also?
Yes, I think I don't think one should be totally pessimistic. I think there is a possibility if the youth can be mobilized and made to think very, very naturally. But if I may just go back to one point that Yasmin had made about the utilities.
Certainly.
I don't know how many of us have noticed this, that even though there's an electricity shortage, you'll find lots of street lights on in the daytime. And on occasion, I've even rung up the KESC and told them, and nothing's happened.
Yes, yes. But you know, Asif, I really have to say that a book like yours, this one, which Look at the City from Here, which talks about different, you know, writing from different people, talking about the city as they see it. I mean, this is the kind of book that brings about a sense of ownership, because you begin to learn a lot of things about
Yes,
it.
yes.
And Anwar, you know more about this, so maybe you'd like to say a few words about this.
Yes, I think this is a delightful book. I've gone through it very, very with great interest, and it hits on different aspects of life in Karachi, and it records the impressions of a number of people. One of the people who's mentioned over here, one of the writers is Richard Burton.
That's right.
That's
Not to
yes.
be confused with the
The actor.
gentleman of the same name, of the same moniker, who was twice married to the lady who was much married and who said about her husbands, "I shan't keep you long." But
Well, this one is
Elizabeth,
no
yeah.
less fascinating a character.
he's also he's also
He's
fascinating.
an amazing character, actually, yeah.
In
yeah.
fact, I think he was one of the early residents of the Sin Club before it moved to its present premises. He stayed there when the Sin Club was located in Elphinstone Street.
Okay.
So it is rather interesting. I noticed that about 50% of the books, of the articles in this book, are translated from Urdu,
So that's wonderful, yeah.
which
this
shows
is-
the
yes.
great involvement of Urdu writers
Yes.
in the psyche and the history of the city.
Although everybody loves to complain about Karachi or to
Yes.
grouse, and yet they are fascinated by the city and its contradiction, so they keep on coming back to it as a theme. And I wonder what is this attraction which Karachi holds for imaginative writer, whether they be fiction writers or poets in whichever language they happen to be writing in.
But then Karachi is an amazing city. I mean, it's amazing how
It's very
resilient it is.
diverse. Very
I mean, you know,
diverse, yeah.
it sort of faces so many sort of adverse conditions. There are riots, there are bombings, there are, you know, killings. And then, you know, within a week, everything is back to normal. Everybody's up and about, you know. Any other city, people would sort of go down and go and hide themselves probably. But the Karachi communities are just amazing. So it's the people of the city who make it so.
So it's a city which continues to operate.
Oh, absolutely.
And these are the fascinating aspects of life in Karachi which these books have brought out. It's time for us to take a short break, and we will be right back to conclude our discussion on these recent books about Karachi in tonight's episode of Book Club.